Hello. In today's episode of Angie's India, I'm going to interview the one and only Mr. Kamal Nath. Mr. Kamal Nath needs no introduction. He is the ex-Chief Minister of Madhya Pradesh, the largest state in India. He's been a congressman for over 50 years. He's held public life for over 45 years. And there's so many more things that I can add that the time will be short, but his first tenure was when he joined the Congress. He's seen India in its entire journey, a journey where India was underdeveloped and then transformed to a developed nation. He's seen when there were kacha roads and now they're pakka roads. Not to mention, he's been the Transport Minister and Urban Development Minister of India. And very, very successfully, with his business acumen, he transformed the landscape of roads and urban development and infrastructure in India. Besides that, he also has been Commerce Minister. He had the power to delegate and to decide and meet a lot of the WTO members, the G20 members, heads of states all over, make policy, decision, and keep the roadmap for India. Let me also tell you another side of his coin. He is a family man. He has two lovely children who he adores and grandchildren. This is the soft side of Mr. Kamal Nath. Let me now take you through his journey. Hello, how are you? This is my first interview in Angie's India, and I'd like to tell you that this is something new I'm doing because I believe that a lot of the individuals and humans who've contributed to India above all political parties, above where they belong, or in the business fraternity, if they have any businesses or they worked for someone, it's about an individual who's contributed to India, who's made India a superstar. And in my dictionary, I believe you are one of the superstars. You transformed India in many ways, and also besides being in politics, you have great business acumen, which everybody in India regards. You have friends across all political circles and across all business families, because I personally believe that business and politics are like a plug and a socket. So you are one of the few who's integrated both, who's also been a master of and a troubleshooter in all crises for your party, the Congress. So please tell me first about your journey and how you started and how you decided to want to join a political party at such a young age.
Well, I'm a politician by default, not by design. I was in school with Sanjay Gandhi and Rajiv Gandhi, and from that time I knew Mrs. Gandhi. And they used to come we were in a boarding school, they used to come on Sundays, and we used to go out and carry
as
back
friends, basically.
As friends,
yes.
And we used to carry back hamburgers. So there was no intention of politics. My family was in business, which it no more is, but at that time.
What business was your family in?
We were in the electrical goods business.
Okay.
Then in 76, I joined the Youth Congress. In 77, Mrs. Gandhi lost and the Congress lost.
Yes.
And then there were various agitations across the country where we were put into jail.
Okay.
Sanjay Gandhi was leading the agitation.
Okay.
Then in 70,
and you supported him in those agitations?
Yes, everywhere I was there.
Okay.
And so that was a learning experience across the country. Then in 79, I was told by Sanjay that you contest elections.
Okay.
So I went back to my district, Chhindwara. We had got this land, compensatory land, because my family was from Pakistan.
Okay.
So we had got compensatory land in Madhya Pradesh, and that was in Chhindwara. Obviously, there were no schools and colleges, etc. there.
Right.
So I didn't study there. But I used to sometimes go and see what's happening. It was a God-forsaken place.
Okay.
With about 95% people being below the poverty line.
And you transformed that today?
Well, it was a challenge. So in 79 November, I filed my first nomination.
Okay.
As for a member of parliament. And I won that election.
Okay.
That was the 7th Lok Sabha.
Okay.
And the Lok Sabha was very different at that time. We had the likes of Babu Jagjeevan Ram, Bahuganaji, Biju Patnaik, compared to what it is today.
That's right.
And that's the unfortunate part. There was proper debates, you could speak and put your point across.
Unlike today.
Unlike today. Then it was not looking back. Then I contested the 84 elections. Then I contested again. So I became the longest serving member of parliament.
Wow. So when was this? When did your political journey, your parliamentarian journey start?
In the 7th Lok Sabha from January 1980.
1980.
And then I had to, because I became Chief Minister, I had to resign my seat in Parliament to become a MLA, to become a member of the Legislative Assembly.
Yes.
Which I did. And my son contested the Lok Sabha election, which I had vacated, and he won.
Right.
So that ended my parliamentary career.
You can still go back.
I can still go back. Yeah, I can still go back. But then I think I've had enough. I want to be in the state now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I want to be in the
Well, everybody would love to be in the center. Why would you like to be in the state?
Because I've been in the center too long, starting from being environment minister, which was a big challenge. Because those days climate change was something which was in the abstract. And it was fighting the US.
Right.
Who I call the biggest polluters. And so it was making the developed countries' point of view across, which led to the climate change consciousness now, which led to the Kyoto Protocol. And so that was a very good experience, and that was very enlightening. Then I became Commerce Minister, and the question was, how do you have investments into India? How do you attract investments?
Yes.
Investments cannot be demanded. They have to be attracted.
Yes.
And there were the likes, people were going to Thailand, Japanese companies.
Yes.
People were getting fed up of China. They were looking for alternative places. And I would do the hand-holding.
Yes.
Hand-holding to see that they come. So whether it was Cisco or whether it was Toyota, I did a lot of hand-holding for them.
Right.
And that's the story where India's investments.
But everybody today talks of startups. I think you laid the foundation for investments, and then came step 2 for the startups.
See, startups became a fashion.
Yes.
And most of the startups today wind up dead.
You know, it's so true, because I said the same thing the other day, that everybody is talking of startups, but nobody talks about how many startups are failing.
Yeah.
Or struggling.
Absolutely, because startups, anybody who thinks of an idea says, now I have a startup.
Yes.
And with some government funding, they do have a startup. So these are fads. See, in the end, investment is investment.
Yes, and business is business.
Business is business.
And
it's got to
ROI,
be backed.
yes.
It's got to be backed by sense. It's got to be backed by commercial sense. Sustainability. Otherwise, there's no commercial sense. What startup will you do?
Not at all. Nobody would. Yes.
Then, as Commerce Minister, that was the challenge. But the biggest challenge I faced was in the WTO, where we were fighting the developed countries for subsidies. There's subsidies on food, and they were insisting that we open up our markets for them to be exporting food grains to India.
Right.
I said that I can compete with the farmers in your country, but I can't compete with your treasury. So, as long as you have the duties, I will put countervailing duties.
Right.
And the WTO agreement, I was charged by the whole world that I didn't let it happen. I made it fail, which was a fact.
But that's good. That's in the interest of the country.
Because yes, in the end, India is 50% agricultural. Not 50% of the people are farmers, but they're agricultural dependent. Today, two-wheelers.
Yes.
The market is in rural areas.
Yes.
There was a time when two-wheelers were a fashion in cities.
Yes.
Now, two-wheelers is the biggest market in rural areas.
Yes, rural areas.
Yeah.
Yes. So, as you mentioned, at the WTO, you were to blame, but you actually did it for the benefit of the country.
Absolutely.
You took that decision.
Absolutely, I did it for the country because I couldn't accept what they were saying.
Yes.
And they wanted to us to lower our duties. I said, I'm increasing the duties.
Yes, obviously.
Then even on goods. Now, you find a French egg, chicken's egg, is cheaper than an Indian egg. So I asked them, how does a French chicken lay a cheap egg? I don't know. Tell me.
Yeah.
Right? Yes. And you had countries which were aggressive exporters. You had countries which were not aggressive exporters like Switzerland.
Yes.
They don't want to export the milk to India.
Yes.
But left to Russia, right from chicken legs, they wanted to export.
Exported.
So I said that you give me this, like for our prawns, you give me this facility.
Yes.
United States were not accepting mangoes from India.
Oh, really?
You couldn't export mangoes to India. It's not that they had duties, but there's a thing called a non-tariff barrier. They had so many tests you had to conduct, it became impossible.
Yes.
So finally, when President Bush was there, I said that, you're depriving your American people of mangoes.
And the good ones, the best ones.
The
yes.
best mangoes.
Yes.
He said that I'm very surprised. It was the pressure from South American and Central American countries
Okay.
who didn't want mangoes to come.
Yes. Was too high.
Because they were too close and
Yes.
they
The
thought the
preferred
Indian
partner.
mangoes will
Yes.
overtake them.
Yes.
So there were all these kind of challenges.
Yes.
In goods, they wanted us to lower our duties in cars. And they wanted,
All the same.
in the goods area.
Yes.
One was agriculture, one was goods, one was services.
Yes.
I said, no, I can't go.
Yes.
A lawyer from India cannot go and practice in the United States.
Yes.
A chartered accountant cannot practice there.
Yes.
So you open up services.
That's so true because they don't, whenever you have a contract with a US company or international, they say you will use our arbitrators or our lawyers.
Absolutely.
That's true.
So I didn't accept this all, and all the developing countries, I had 109 countries behind me in my stand. They didn't have the guts to say so.
You were the leader and they were the followers.
Well, I was supporting them, and they wanted me to take this stand.
Yes.
Because they were being exploited also.
Yes. So you've been known to have a very good business mind, and everybody respects and regards that. They don't take it as a negative from being a politician that you have such good business acumen. How did you change the policies besides just the one at the WTO in the Commerce Ministry towards benefiting business?
Investment, easing investment.
Yes. Okay.
You see, investment you apply for doing this industrial license, you do this, you do that.
Yes.
There are 50 things you got to do.
Yes.
So until you ease that, nobody will invest. There's no incentive to invest.
Yes.
So I did a lot of that.
You did a lot of that, and now you feel that the current government has taken that forward in the form of startup, but they've not really. Have they changed any of the policies which you said which were for the benefit?
They've changed nothing. It's all propaganda. Investment, as I said, cannot be demanded. It's got to be attracted.
Yes.
And it depends on the market. Now, in Madhya Pradesh, it's very unfortunate. It's surrounded by 5 states.
Yes.
But when a food park, ITC puts up a food park, they put it up in Haryana and Punjab because Madhya Pradesh doesn't know how to attract investment.
Yes.
So there are things of this sort.
Yes.
There has to be a logistical advantage. You got to have skilled labor, even if it's unskilled, but you got to have labor also.
Yes. So what do you think the investment in Madhya Pradesh in proportion to the other states in the sectors which you would have liked is less, you feel?
Very much less.
Very much less.
In the manufacturing sector, in the IT sector, because there's obstacles at every point. From when I was chief minister, I ironed it out. I ironed out a lot of things.
Yes.
But then there was only so much you could do. Still, there's a lot to be done.
So what happened? Everybody was so happy that you formed the government and you controlled the government for I think 16 months or 18 months. And with one vote, with one seat, I think. And I remember in a lot of drawing room conversations in Delhi, it was always that, when is the government going to fall? And then everybody said, as long as Kamal is there, the government won't fall. The minute he leaves there and goes for a holiday or goes out of town, out of the state for some work, anything can happen. So I think you guarded it and looked after that for however long you could. But what really happened that went wrong?
Well, they paid off the MLAs.
Okay.
They paid off 22 MLAs. MLAs themselves told me.
Yes.
Today we've got so much money. So one day when I was in the Chief Minister's house and he came to me, he said, I've got so much money today from the BJP. I said, I'm giving nobody any money because I've got 116 MLAs. If I give to 5,
I have to give to the others.
I have to give to others, and I'm not giving any money.
Yes.
And I don't want principally. It's not acceptable to me.
Yes.
So I said, but keep your money safe.
Yes.
He said, that's why I've come here. I said, where have you kept the money?
Yes.
He said, now in my car, can you store it for me?
Wow. And you'll get into trouble if you store his money.
No, I won't get into trouble, but I thought very unethical. He's come to me to store his money.
And inform you that this is what he's done.
He's done, and he's told me how much more he's going to get, at what stage. Yeah.
Yes. No, but did you, didn't when this happened, I mean, I remember meeting you at a dinner somewhere here, and you told me 2 years before you became chief minister, we're going to win Madhya Pradesh. I still remember, and I tell this to everybody, that if there was one person who was sure that you were going to win Madhya Pradesh, it was you. And you kept, I remember texting you one night before that people are saying that it's a very tight race, and you said no. I don't have that text anymore. And you said, no, we will win. And you won. And then I texted you when the counting was going on. And I said, so it's like, I mean, are you feeling bad? And you said, no, I'm not, because we're going to win. So you had that determination to win Madhya Pradesh, and you did. But you must have felt really bad and hurt when your people let you down.
Yeah,
We all are humans.
It was not feeling bad.
Yes.
I could have done the same thing. I could have also paid them off.
Yes, yes.
But I didn't want, I found that to be very unethical, and it was principally very wrong.
Yes.
So I said, let the government go.
Oh,
I'm
you
not
did.
going to let the government go.
Yes.
And they were in Bangalore, they were kept hidden in Bangalore. They would ring me up from the hotel.
Oh, wow.
That today we got so much money, today we are doing this, now we've got so much more money. If you are giving 20, 25 crores. And one of them told me, he said, if I remain MLA for 4 more years, I won't make this money. So why should I not take it? I said, I agree with you. Take it.
But where does this all come? Because I thought our country after GST and demonetization is become all cashless and all running by card. Then where is this coming? It's a very controversial question, but where is it coming from? If the so-called image is that there's no cash in the economy.
Of course there's cash. India is a cash country.
Yes, exactly. But the idea of demonetization was to kill cash.
Was to kill cash, but it didn't kill cash. It only created problems.
Yes. Yes, that's true. So so when they got so much, they just left for money, basically.
Absolutely.
In short.
Absolutely.
And tomorrow, you mean if a good opportunity came in your party, then they would come back? I mean, because now...
No, now it's too late. Too much water has flown down the bridge.
Okay. So they would not?
No.
And you would never even want them back?
I don't want them back.
Yeah, some people who let you down.
Yeah.
And then in the second election, which was, again, everybody believed that you were going to win. Then what went wrong? Because every pollster, every psophologist, every news channel said Madhya Pradesh.
It surprised me and shocked me.
Because you have so much experience, so you could not go
wrong. It surprised me and shocked me. Now I don't know whether I lost to the BJP or I lost to the EVMs.
Yes.
You see, because EVMs, I've seen, somebody came to me when I was chief minister in the CM's house, saying that, I can fix the EVMs. I said, then I have done it for the BJP. I said, then why didn't you do it in the last election? I was chief minister.
Yes.
He said, because they thought they'll get 150 seats. And if they got too many, it would have exposed it. We want to preserve it for the parliament election.
Okay.
So that we are not exposed. So he said that, okay. I said, show me a demo. He said, get me a machine. How was I to get him a machine?
Machine, yes.
I got a machine from somewhere and the VPAT. And he came, Digvijay Singh was with me. I told him, go and have a chat with Digvijay. Then Digvijay brought him back. And he did something. Then he said, okay, why don't you feed parties? So we fed names. Like so-and-so's name from BJP, so-and-so's name from Congress, so-and-so's name from the BSP,
right.
3 for independence.
Right.
So he said, okay, now I'm going out. So he went away to the gate, which was quite far. And he said, I'll call you up. He called. And Digvijay and myself sitting there put 100 votes for the BJP.
Okay.
And
you tested it basically?
We put with our own hands.
With your own hands. Okay.
100 votes for the BJP and some for the BSP, etc., etc.
Yes.
So we called him. We said, come back. He came back. And he said, now siege. BJP got 120. We stood at 100.
Wow.
But BJP became 120.
Okay. But this is going on. How is this going to end? I mean, and how will it end? Who will end it?
I think that this has to be taken up by all parties.
Yes.
Because one basic question I have, does the United States have EVMs? Does Europe have EVMs?
No.
Does Japan have EVMs? And they all have labor shortages.
Yes.
Who has EVMs? Nicaragua, Somalia, countries like this.
Not the superpowers, yes.
Then the technology...
Where did this come?
If these countries don't want to accept... Germany passed a constitutional amendment that there can never be EVMs.
Yes.
So,
Well,
if these countries in the world are not having EVMs, what are we doing with EVMs?
that's true.
The answer the BJP gives to it is the Congress brought it in. Yes, the Congress brought in EVMs, but that time the technology was totally different. There were no VPATs, the EVM, the chip was different. Now with chain technology,
They
if you can
just
sit
move
in your
forward.
room
Yes.
and control what's happening in space, then what's the problem in controlling a EVM?
That's
You've got a
nothing.
chip.
That's
Nothing.
true.
Yeah.
That's very true. You've served as minister in many ministries like the Environment Ministry, at the Commerce Ministry, at Transport, as well as in Urban Development. Out of all these, and Chief Minister I'll leave aside, which do you feel that the maximum development happened, or you achieved the maximum in which one of these? Which was your
Well,
first choice?
It was,
rather?
I'd say, as commerce where investment is concerned.
That's
when
your
I was-
passion, so you'll
when
always say that.
transport, the roads, we were doing 20 kilometers per day.
Yes.
Now the BJP.
Yes,
if a
that's
road,
what I
if
want to
the
ask you.
BJP, if a road is built 30 years ago, they will go and publicize, see that road we built. They were nowhere in the picture.
Yes.
And they only took it forward.
So the foundation was set, the
Yeah.
contracts were there, the roads,
Absolutely.
yes, and they just took it forward.
Absolutely.
So when like you did, I remember that you had got sanctioned a lot of highways and all those new things and roads and national highways. Then how is it that the current government says that all have happened at this time, and even the public to a large extent believes that they are the ones who
Well,
have. Yeah.
the BJP's skill in propaganda, nobody can beat. Not
Yes,
in-
I agree. But then you are also a very good communicator. So why have you not said so much
Well,
more?
it's got to be done by the party. You see, if the BJP says we built this road, people have a memory which says, okay, they built, the road is there. They are seeing the road, okay, must have been built by the BJP.
Right, right.
So it's by default
Yes,
and by memory.
yes.
That's what they think.
That's true. Yeah. Also, and what about the Environment Ministry? What did you today? There's climate change. There are huge problems with green environments, green buildings. What form?
That time there was nothing.
Okay.
There was nothing. I was at the Earth Summit at Rio
Yes.
in 1992
Yes.
when everybody poo-pahhed biodiversity and they were cutting trees. Economies were based on cutting trees.
Yes.
And I stood for that. I said that the biggest polluter in the world is the United States. I said, you are summarizing me
Yeah.
on environment.
Yes.
You are the biggest polluter in the developing countries. The developed countries were the biggest polluters.
Yes.
And they thought, let's put these curbs on the developing countries and we'll merrily continue.
Yes.
That again I challenged. So there again I was, then that led to other conferences, that then led to the Kyoto Protocol, to the Climate Change Treaty, to the
So were you
Biodiversity.
involved in the climate change treaty?
Of course,
Okay.
set the foundations.
And this was in which year?
1996 or 1995.
Wow. So you even had a contribution to that, and today everyone's facing the climate change. And
Absolutely.
yes, so you knew that this is coming, and I believe water is a very big crisis in the future.
Absolutely. Water is going to be the biggest challenge.
Yes, that's what I
And
believe.
you must remember how many people in India eat 1 meal a day. I did this study. How many people in India have a mere 2 meals a day? And what happens when those who have 1 meal a day start having 2 meals a day?
Right.
What does it mean to supply chain? What does it mean to transportation? What does it mean to food grain production? And those who have a mere 2 meals start having a better 2 meals. What does it do?
Right. Right.
How does demand change for everything?
Yes.
So these are the challenges we face.
Yes. So another question I'd like to ask you, you're friends with, besides politics, you're friends with all the corporates and businessmen in India, and they really, really respect you and like you. One, for your frankness. They know that if they have a problem, and they'll approach you and you'll understand the problem from a business point of view. So how did you make friends in your early years? How did you keep that relationship, and how did you help them in their problems and putting it forward in parliament and in politics?
Well, I've known them for a long time. That's
Yes.
the first reason.
Yes.
From a long time when
Yes.
they were nothing,
Yes.
when they were small businesses.
Yes.
I've seen them grow.
Yes.
Then they used to come to me with their problems and I used to try and solve it.
Yes.
Earnestly
Yes.
try and solve it.
Because I know you're one of the favorites. That's why I asked you this question.
That's why then you maintain relations. That led to the good relations.
Yes.
Is the longevity of the
Yes.
knowing them.
Yes.
And I've seen them as nothing. Now they are big guys.
Yes.
So
do you feel that in today's day, having good relations with corporates, industrialists helps in growing a political party as well as a government?
well, it's not that alone can do it. But obviously you can't
ignore them. You can't
ignore them because
yes,
they are
yeah.
a part of your economy.
Yeah, yes.
And they drive the economy.
They drive the economy, exactly.
And they generate employment.
Yes, that's very important. Today there are lots of new things happening. The stock market is booming. Some people say it's because of governance and a stable government. But there are also another view where a lot of FDI has come, and that's why the stock markets are doing well. So, what is your view on the real success of the stock market? Is it only because of the political factor, also because of business and FDI?
Well, the stock market is driven by hard, cold facts.
Yes.
You may have all the politics, but if you got bad policies and they see a company not have a future, who's going to invest in it?
Nobody, yes.
So everybody's investments are futuristic.
Yes.
Nobody invests for the next 3 months.
Yes.
They invest looking at the future.
Yes.
So when they see that this company has got a good team, it's got good leadership, it's got a good product line, it's got a good market, that's how the stock market rises.
Yes. And real estate, if you had to invest in, if you had a choice either to go for real estate or stock market, which one would you go
see, we
for?
must understand that India is one of the most dense countries in the world. Per capita density is perhaps the highest. If you take out the mountains, take out the water, take out the lakes, take out the forests, how much land are we left with? We must understand that.
Yes.
Then there's land needed for agriculture. So India is one of the most dense countries in the world. And everybody, there is now great movement from rural to urban. Somebody who lives in a village wants to move to the district headquarters.
Yes.
Somebody who lives in the district headquarters wants to move to the capital.
Yes.
So I'm seeing this happen in all parts of the country. So there's a lot of movement of people.
What did you feel transformed the most when you were urban development minister?
Well,
I know you got a lot of buildings in Delhi, but
it's not buildings.
Besides that, yes.
It's not buildings.
Yes.
It's projects.
Projects, yes. Let me correct myself.
For urban roads, not highways, urban roads, sewage, water.
People don't see that. Yes.
You got to get down to the basics.
Yes.
There's no use having a highway running across and people don't have drinking water.
Yes.
Or they don't have sewage. So you got to focus on these small things.
Smaller things.
Absolutely.
First to make your foundation strong and then you can take it forward. Okay. So, and last two questions. You worked with all the different prime ministers, Rajiv ji, Narasimha Rao ji, Manmohan Singh ji. What was their style, difference in style of functioning?
Well, everybody has a style of functioning.
Yes.
You cannot say this is the best style or that is the best style. It's relevant to the times.
Yes.
They were there. It is relevant to what India was at that time.
At that time, yes.
So
you've seen the journey of India.
I've seen this journey and I've seen them all.
Yes.
Adapt to it.
Yes.
And adopt the right policies.
Yes. And in the closer years, how would you feel is the difference in functioning of Sonia ji, Rahul or Priyanka? And what do you feel, how will Rahul and Priyanka take the future with Kharge ji or whoever is the Congress president forward?
I see Rahul ji now.
Because you've seen the entire journey.
I've seen Rahul ji as thinking ahead. He's a visionary.
Okay.
And sometimes he's too idealistic. This idealism is good. But it's got to be practical also. So he's a big idealist and a visionary. And that's a good thing.
Okay.
So I see a great future in him.
And do you feel the Bharat Jodo Yatra helped in connecting with the masses and changing fortunes?
I was in Karnataka
Yes.
I was in Maharashtra, and obviously all of Madhya Pradesh, the 14 days.
Yes.
I was with
Yes.
24 hours. And he established a basic connect with the people. Normally his connect was with politicians.
Yes.
And I must say that people will say, oh, these are organized crowds and all. You can organize 10-15% of these crowds.
Yes.
You can't organize the whole crowd.
Yes.
So people are very keen to connect with him.
And that actually happened.
That actually happened.
Okay. And how do you find the role of Priyanka? She's emerging as a very good politician, speaker, campaigner, and many more.
She's very good. And she's a great asset to Rahul.
Yes. So you feel the combination is a very good combination?
It's a made for each other combination.
Yes. Or made for the Congress or made for the country.
Absolutely.
Yes. Right now, if you had to change 5 policies of the current government, which you feel would help in the business and commerce side of it, because I know you're an expert there, what would those be?
Well, we got to ease investment rules.
Okay.
We got to ease this. We got to ease foreign direct investment regulations.
Yes.
And basically, it's creating an environment of trust.
Yes.
In the country. If somebody doesn't trust your country,
yes,
right? Why will they invest?
Yes.
You got to build trust.
Yes.
And that must be visible.
That must be visible. And if you had to advise the youth on what, which area they should choose besides artificial intelligence or online, because nowadays everybody only thinks of these 2-3 things, or solar energy, what beyond that would you advise for something for the future?
Well, it's not solar energy, it's the new forms of energy.
New forms of energy.
New forms of energy. I think that manufacturing is very important in India. We still lag behind in manufacturing.
Yes.
Building a car is all right, but what about building the seats?
Yes.
What about building the windows?
That's right. Yes.
So ancillaries, how do you promote ancillaries?
Yes.
Is very important.
Is very important. That will be the future. Okay. So I know we are running short of time. I would have asked you many more questions and my favorite rapid fire, but I'll leave it for next time. I'll definitely catch you soon, somewhere, sometime. And thank you so much for coming on my show. I'm trying to create something different about those who contributed to something, and there could be no better person than Kamal Nath ji, who's seen the entire journey in 50 years out of 70 years in this country, not only through his political party, but also see India develop and grow. He's seen the pluses, he's seen the minuses. So this is a really objective view and insight which you could get from him. So a small gift from me and from Angie Homes. That's my interior online store. I hope you like it.
Thank you.
And this story which I've created is Angie's India for all the superheroes of India. So I hope that I'm really thankful for you to be on my show and give these insights which are like not to any news channel or a known anchor, but I wanted to come up with something fresh and see out of the box what you would contribute or what you have contributed, which I know you have. Thank you.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.